Today with helpalongyourway.com we have Steffen Kummerer of Obscura. So welcome to Texas, Steffen.
Hey, nice to be back in Texas. Last time we played here with the Black Dahlia murder, and I remember the shows went pretty insane. So let's see what the fourth wall will bring tonight.
Very good. There's something I read on the website. Obscura debuted at number 11 on the Billboard Top New Artist or Heat Seekers in the U.S., and then 14 on the official German newcomers chart. What are your thoughts on this achievement?
That's absolutely hilarious, because I mean we are playing progressive or technical death metal, whatever you may call it, and it's unbelievable that you can reach that position in official charts. But it seems like the downfall of the whole music industry affects firstly all the pop and rock artists, like the more famous bands where the fans just think, okay, they have enough money anyway, I download them. But like the small bands, like I consider us as a small band,
right?
They still have a real fan base. Like just see Cannibal Corpse, they sell with every album more than the previous one. That's just because they have a real fan base. That's something that pop artists maybe don't have. They are more like a little bit like plastic figures. You can exchange every couple of years, but with the real metal bands and also some indie bands that have a strong following, that's not possible, because there you have really fans that have something in common with the band.
Right. Okay. So what do you think accounts for the strong following? Is it how do you make the connection with the fans? Is it just the intensity and sincerity of your music? What makes that connection possible?
First, it's the style, metal in general. I mean, most of the metal fans, they just stick to their bands and they really like whatever metal it is. If it's power metal, if it's gothic metal, death metal, whatever. But that's something that's kind of obvious. If you see more and more metal bands, all the traditional metal bands that sell the same CDs as they did a couple of years ago, they are reaching higher chart positions. So that just proved that. But on the other hand, I guess coming to Obscura, I guess we are a band we are always meeting with our fans. That's just something normal for me. I mean, that's why we sell during the first 3 bands merchandise by ourselves. We actually have somebody who is taking care of that. It's just an example. But we're always there if people want to have a chat with us, if they want to have a drink with us, if they want to have some nerdy gossip information, whatever.
Right.
They're always welcome for a chat.
Okay.
That's something we unfortunately were not able to do on the Children of Bodom run this summer, because we had a super tough schedule and we were driving with a van, not with a nightline, and the distance was super hard. So that was a real bummer. If you cannot meet the people you're playing for, that's not the reason why I make music.
Right.
So, but in general, I mean, we're a band you can meet every day.
That's cool. That's cool. So what tracks from the new CD Omnivium are you going to be playing tonight?
Tonight? Depends how many people are there. No, I'm honest. I guess the first 3 tracks.
Okay.
Definitely, like Septuagint, Vortex Omnivium, the title track, and Ocean Gateways. They proved to be good live songs. I mean, people really like them. And then let's see, I mean, if you have to play an encore, or if you're able to play an encore because there are that many people that are still away when we finish the set, then maybe we could play another one.
Okay, cool. I read that recently, and I think I saw some footage that y'all played in Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, and United Arab Emirates.
Yep.
How did all that go, and what did you think of those new countries?
I don't think they're new countries.
Well, they're new to you in terms of touring with this new album.
I'm very glad you got the option to play over there, and the reaction and the feedback over there was just overwhelming. I mean, we had like 1,200 people at the last show in Makassar in Indonesia, and in general there's a huge death metal scene down there, so I can just recommend to every death metal band, go down there and play your ass off. People really enjoy it and give something back. And I'm just glad to got the chance to play over there, because all of the countries I never have been able to visit by myself before. Not Dubai, no Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia. That's all countries you want to visit at least once in your life, and I would love to come back anyway. So I'm pretty glad that promoters and essentially the fans made it possible that we can go on there and we're able to play shows, successful shows.
Cool, cool. So how many guitars are you going to be using tonight, or how many guitars are you usually playing each night? Is it just one guitar, or two or three?
In Europe, I use two different, so we can, both of us are using two different guitars, so we can change during half of the set. But due to the fact that we had to fly over to the US, I only brought one guitar, but we have some backups. So by myself, I just use one guitar this night, and it should work.
Okay.
If not, sorry.
So are you, which pickups are you using in this guitar? The 707s or the 817s?
817 and 857 on the 7-string guitar.
So what's the difference in sound between that and the 707? Is it just from one album to the next? Or is it more melodic when you're producing the tones and recording and playing? Or
honestly, I haven't used the 707 so far.
Okay.
No, I guess Chris has in his Ibanez guitars, at least in one Ibanez guitar, 707. Mm-hmm. But I always stick to the same equipment I have.
Okay.
The only huge difference in sound is between the 7-string and the 8 strings. 7 strings and 6 strings, that's for sure. Even if you have the same the same pickups, like just equivalent, like the 707, 781 or 785 or the classic 81 or 85, because the neck is way thicker and the tone changes pretty much.
Right.
That's what I recognize.
Okay.
So.
All right. The new bass player, is it Linus or Linus?
Linus.
Linus. Has been a shoe-in from what I can read, just automatically fits into the band. He has experience from being with his previous band, Euclid. How does his playing style mix with what was recorded by Jeroen on the new album?
He plays exactly the lines of Jeroen. I mean, we just gave him the original played lines, like the, like every single track, and he learned them. That's it. Easy going, but I mean, when we announced that we stopped working with our previous bassist, there were like I guess 20 or 25 people dropping me emails if they can join the band, and they were all playing 6-string fretless basses. So it seems like there's a small but vital community playing that instrument anyway. But we should see Linus because he's extremely experienced. He's from our area, and he has a more broad background than most of the other metal bassists.
Right.
He has a profession in pop, jazz, and funk bass, and he brings his very own note, even if it's very small. Even if he just more or less cover the same lines as Euclid, he brings his own note, his own groove into the music, and I'm very glad that we found him.
Right.
If you just listen to the Euclid, his other band where they play huge shows with full orchestras, it's like a death metal band with orchestras, with the whole material written by a real arranger, by a real metalhead, which is actually living from classical music productions. It's pretty one of a kind in the whole world. But if you just listen to that music, you can change his style immediately within a minute and just have a spot on death metal show while he's playing at our music. Well, I mean, the fretless bass itself has a very unique tone, and all the slides are a little bit more, bring a little bit more and more fluent style into the whole music. It's not that crisp sound you have with a fretted bass. For example, like the suffocation bass sound, which is pretty original, but it's completely different from what we are doing.
Okay. Now, I noticed on his website he recorded a classical piece. I think it may have been Bach or Beethoven, I don't remember which. Mm-hmm. Are y'all going to be doing any classical solo work tonight, or interludes or anything like that, or just strictly metal?
No, he did I guess the recording was Wagner. That was a combination between a metal show with the metal band, the orchestra, and the orchestra playing a piece of the metal band just with the orchestra.
Okay.
He was involved in that, and they also did some Wagner themes there, or some part of the whole thing. Pretty amazing. I've been at the show, and it's interesting. But to come back to your question, we don't do that.
Okay.
No, we have 3 full-length albums right now. We have enough material to play like 2 hours.